Hello. It's such a pleasure to always be here on the stage, but this time it's a double pleasure because I get to talk about my career in Germany and what an exciting career I had. So, in this short talk, I will be talking about lots of things, just covering them from the surface. So if you want to know more about what I do, please come visit us at the booth, okay? And for this talk, I would please invite you to participate. To what? Participate. Because the world, the universe, it awards action takers. So if you're not participating, you're going to get stagnation. And who here wants to be stagnant? I don't think so. Right. Thank you. Please listen with an open heart and an exploratory mind. Please let go of the need to get a job, fix your situation, whatever like that. Just open up the space for something a little bit different. Is that good? Okay? So, how many of you here are expat origin? My expats? Thank you. Most of the people sitting. And how many of you are in tech? Most of the people sitting. Amazing. And how many of you are in leadership positions? Okay, not so many. And how many are currently in the job market? Job market seekers? Nice. Most of the room is. Thank you. So my intention is that you leave this room believing that you are on the right way if you choose to believe that. And it does not matter how difficult your situation is at the moment, you need one decision to pivot differently. Does that make sense? And I hope that by the end of the talk, I inspire you to take one decision and to learn 3 insightful lessons about the science of developing success. So how many of you here would love to create a career that you love? Amazing, look at this. Nice, welcome. I love that he's coming and it's like, nice, amazing. So picture this. You're sitting in your laptop, on your laptop, and then you get an email that you have double the salary and a promotion. Would you like that? Would you like that? Yes, thank you. Amazing. And that's exactly the future that I'm speaking into in this talk. So I have a little story for you. 13 years ago, I was accepted to do a master's in Germany in the University of Heidelberg. And before that, I wanted to become a doctor, like a medical doctor, because I want to help people. I've always wanted to help people. And I fell in love in the university during my bachelor's. I fell in love with German science. I looked at all of these sciences. I'm like, man, I want to know how did they manage to do everything that they did? And that's what took me towards Germany, where I was accepted. I thought life is going to turn out. It's going to be great. But it didn't. So in Germany, I have failed terribly a lot. Terribly, many times. I had the wrong projects, wrong people, wrong supervisors, no money. I was stuck for many years until I met this awesome human being in this picture who was my boss. And we were sitting at a dinner table. So I met him in 2014. I finished the master's, and then he said, come to join me during a PhD. In the beginning, I did not want to do a PhD because I did not see myself as a university lecturer, professor, stuff like that. So I hesitated, but I fell in love with my project, and I wanted to complete it to publication. So I said yes to coming on the basis of finishing my project. And then it was 2016. We were on a table. And then until that moment, I had 2 different directions towards 2 different projects. But on that table, we were in a Korean restaurant in Heidelberg. And then a Chinese postdoc, he said, Sara, you know what? Your project can develop into a Nature paper. And for those of you who don't know, a Nature paper is the best scientific journal in the world, like the Journal of Nature. And you know what happened on that table when he said that? What do you think happened? What do you think I did when he said that? Yes?
I'm just guessing, okay? Because I heard that you are very famous when it comes to leadership. Your project might have been on the basis of leadership, and if you had published it, then it might have been like So maybe you didn't publish, you instead started your own venture, and that's which led you to be the person who you are today, inspiring everyone else.
Thank you. And then I heard here, they laughed at you. Well, so here's what happened. Do you want to know what happened? Okay, so everybody laughed, including me at this moment. Okay? So people said, this guy said, you can have a nature paper. I was like, a nature paper? Look at me. Like, I don't have science background. I did not study science in bachelor's. And you're right, I could have given up because it was very tough. I had a competitor who was working on exactly everything I was doing and had the same results, but he was German. So I was like, oh my God, the German is going to do it for sure, right? Like most of us think as expats. But guess what? I made a decision. I came to Germany because I wanted to contribute to the world of science. And I made a decision that I will publish a great paper, it does not matter where. And I continued being committed and in integrity with that decision. And 4 years later, from that moment, I actually published a Nature paper. And I had an incredible success that what was not going to be possible until I had this pivot. That is, I learned on leadership. That is, I was coached myself. So I don't think I have it here, but I burnt myself out. I burnt myself out so much to depression. And then I was coached. And then I turned everything around for myself. And that is why I shifted my career towards other people winning as well. So I want you to know that something became possible to me that was not possible before. And the person who was talking here, right, they were right? It's like, you know, people tell me in the face, oh, you're not so fit to do science, right? Or, oh my God, what stupid questions do you have? I had like really, but I broke through. I completed towards the finish line. And in completing, I became a completely different person. And that is what I'm here to inspire you to do today. Does that make sense? Is good? Are you inspired? Amazing. Thank you so much. Good. So I just want you to know that I developed this project start to end. That means that it was not given to me. The opportunity was given to me to work with a great human being who saw my potential, but I developed the project. Does that make sense? I grew it, yeah? I created the team, together with my bosses, obviously, but I was the sole responsible person to give up or to keep running towards the finish line in integrity and in being a bigger person, yeah? And not just something became possible. A $2.7 million grant became possible out of this project. And that's when I decided, oh my God, how come people don't know what I know now about success? Because I suffered so much until I found an enabling way to help me to grow and develop the true potential that I have inside. And take a look at some of my clients, right, who are obviously in the community, but Sara, she came to me and she's like, I was sleepwalking in life before I landed on the coaching. And inside of the coaching, I managed to see things clear, get the clarity, build the confidence. And right now, I'm aligned than ever before. And Martin, who was not very stuck, but he wanted to become this kind of human being who combines IT, art, entrepreneurship, and guess what? Martin is now happier than ever, and he's starting a new entrepreneurship venture next to his work in IT, which he's very satisfied with. And then the more I worked with people, the more I realized a myth that I personally have heard as a little kid, like success is luck, because it is not luck. I assert you it's not luck. So, here's the general impression about life in Germany. You start with a lot of potential, and then, and then, right? Yes? Very familiar, thank you. Now, for expats, it happens at a log scale. Why? Because the environment is much more difficult, right? Because you don't have support, you don't have family, this and that. But the general experience of being in Germany kind of burns you out. And I have some reasons here why. Because it's like the work culture is different. You're going to an expat life, like you're leaving everything you know behind. It's a completely different environment. You lack the confidence. Maybe sometime at home, like I had always the best grades. I was always going for the best stuff. But then I came here and I realized, man, what I had was not confidence. It was just like this fake kind of, hi, I'm Sara, nice to meet you. But deep inside, it was broken. And so I thought, well, I'm here in Germany now. My life's going to turn out, and it's turned out great and everything. But guess what? The moment I left Cairo home, like everything started deteriorating. And it deteriorated for a really long time. Not until, I like to hook you up a little bit, but okay. We're going to go to the until. Who here knows this? Do you know this? Yes. What is it called? Thank you, Maslow's pyramids of needs. So this awesome scientist, he represented the human potential, the rise in the human potential. And you see here, right, like it starts with fighting for your physiological needs, and then you grow and you grow. You're going past safety, security, self-esteem, until you reach a moment of self-actualization and fulfillment. Who here would like to do that? Yes? Oh, look, I like my people who are very excited. So you see here, it's very natural for us to grow up like that. But here's what I've discovered. That most humans, so first of all, two things I've discovered. Are you following? So the first is the physical pathway could be very different than the mindset. That means when I first came to Germany, I thought, like it's a great opportunity and it is something I wanted for a really long time. But I was doing life in Germany in that safety security layer. I did not have that confidence. I did not feel safe to talk. Something in me was different that was not before. Does that sound familiar? Do you understand that? Amazing, thank you. And that's where we get stuck, usually, as most human beings. Regardless of you're German or not, expat or not, most human beings do not feel safe mentally for some reason. And the inner drive, what we want to do so much, becomes displaced with our shoulds that the environment tells us what to do, expectations, our own or others, the bills, our needs. But what if you can change the way with which you look at challenges? And then those very challenges, you can find a way to pivot from them into a more successful pathway. Would you like that? Yes? Thank you. Amazing. So, as a scientist, I do a lot of basic work. That is, I'm into discovery of how things work, what needs to come together to create an outcome. Yeah? And so I took a look at, I just want to make it very simple for you here. So, have you baked a cake before? Raise your hand if you've baked a cake before. Cool. So you know how to bake a cake, right? Awesome. So for baking a cake, you need some ingredients, you need some processes, and you need some time. Yes? Good. And now I take you through a biology journey. So this is something that we do in the lab. So we figure out what is necessary for this creature, like this fly, here butterfly, to emerge. So we ask what kind of processes are there, what kind of ingredients need to happen, what kind of cell interactions, yeah? So all of developmental science is like that. It's like asking what needs to come together for things to happen. So I went into being a scientist, I went into my R&D lab, I started studying people out of different backgrounds and industries, and then I realized that this is what you need for success. So it does not matter where you come from, how long have you been in the industry for, what are you doing for your life. If you have those factors combined, I promise you, no matter your pursuit, you will be successful. Why? Because again, it's science of things coming together. You plant a seed, you grow it, it becomes a tree. No questions asked. It does not care about your opinion, my opinion, nothing. It's just the process of things happening together. And that's how I came across to discover the visionary leadership wheel. And these are the traits that you need to nurture as a human being who are committed to succeed. You need to grow the skill set inside of you combined with the vision of where you want to go. And and then you wait. And so I just want to quickly here share a little bit about this. So at the center, there's always your vision. What are you committed to create? If you don't have a vision, that's okay. Something else is blocking it, and so we need to find what is, and then remove the blocks. The resilience is really to stand up every time you fall, every time you fail, to create this healthy relationship with failure that allows you to go over and over and over again, no matter how many times you've tried. The being paramount is really like looking into numbers and befriending them. How many times have you applied? Have you applied using the right strategies? So thinking in numbers will enable you succeed on your pursuit. Being proactive in your decisions. Most of the people, including myself, have been raised in an environment that is highly reactive. So something happens, and then I take all of my attention towards this thing and stop pursuing my original goal or vision. Does that sound familiar? Amazing. And that's why you need to get trained into how to be proactive and focused towards where you want to go. And then profound is one of my favorite traits, because guess what? Most of us are raised that for me to win, you need to lose. No, it's just horrible. It does not work like that. If we create a situation where you win, I win, and the environment wins, this is what leadership truly is, this outer influence. And then radical is knowing how to think in the gaps between where we're at and where we want to go. So, with this, I've managed to train and develop many different countries, like people from many different countries, mostly around Europe, to grow in their pursuits of career. And here's what they have had. And this is real data, I promise. This is not AI. It's just in 3 months of training, you can double your satisfaction with the way that you live your life, the quality of life that you have. You can double your confidence. And that is what this work makes available. And now for me, this is an actual graph, yeah? It actually happened. And up until this moment, when I decided, man, I have had enough. This is not why I'm here for. I came to this country to do something great, and I'm not doing it, so something in me has to change. And in that pivot time, where I was trained and developed to elevate my standard, to be trained in performance and not thinking, oh, I cannot do it, or they're better than me, or I'm less than them, or whatever the I that was in the way, and therefore I became a bigger person. So the bottom line that I want you to take away from this talk is to really get committed to elevate your standards of being alive. That is, learn how to say no to what no longer serves you, so that you can create space to open up what serves you, and do the self-work to create an extraordinary result for your life. And my last invitation is, and I say that with a lot of love, for most people, including myself, Germany comes with a lot of challenges. But here's what I've also discovered, that it could be a great vortex for your development. That means you can grow into a whole new person that serves your higher vision. Did you have fun? Yes, amazing, thank you. Okay, so if you've had fun, you want to have more fun? Yes, are you sure? Okay, so here's where I have been so far in Germany. So if you know a place where I need to be next year, then please send me an email, Sara@sarahhegy.com, and then you say, come over to our workplace, or something like this. And I'm happy to be there. So, who has learned, that's my final thing, okay? Who has learned 3 insightful things about success? Yes? Do you want to have some shout outs? Anything that you've learned? Anything? Elevate your standards, amazing. Something else? Have a strategy, amazing. And that was my time. Thank you so much for listening to me. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sarah. It was a powerful lecture. Thank you for that. It's wonderful. It's time for one or two questions. Do you have questions?
I have a lot of experience, so feel free to ask me questions, please.
Some questions to Sarah? No. So I have one question, Sarah.
Yes, please.
What is a breakthrough result?
So a breakthrough result is a result that is not ordinary. So, for example, normally when you put yeast and water and sugar, it becomes so big, right? So that's an ordinary result. But if I would put yeast and sugar and water and I would get an immediate cake, that's an extraordinary result. So an extraordinary result that was not supposed to happen because probably all the things before did not enable it to happen, yeah? That is an extraordinary result. So a result that would not happen ordinarily, let's say it like this. Is that clear, yeah? So it needs something else to happen, yeah.
Thank you, Sarah.
You are most welcome.
Are there a question? Yes, here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Of course.
Question, the pivotal time, how long does it take? Is there a timeline or something?
So the pivotal moment is really very personal to every person. Yeah, it starts with a decision that something needs to be different over there with me, that I can create a different result. Does that make sense? So it's very personal, but in the moment that you become open to that possibility of pivoting, it happens straight away. So the most difficult and critical factor for people is to become open that something needs to change. But once you say, it must change, that's it. You open it up for yourself and it's like that. Does that make sense? So people start seeing results all the time, very fast, if they're open. Yeah. So you need to prepare yourself to be open, that's all. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sarah.